Hello again, Quillians! The trick I'm going to show you today will enable you to create work in Quill in the style of game consoles. Specific to this style are bright colors and clean, rounded shapes, resulting in a friendly looking design. First, what you want to do is make a long vertical strip with the cube brush. Then, use the thick and thin tool on it until it looks like a rounded cube. If you are intending to build this for quill viewing, then you will have to paint in a few shadows and highlights. In the same way, make a patch of grass and add a few details with the rounded ribbon brush. You can now duplicate what you made and rearrange the details to create variety. These are now your modular assets for making grassy ground. Some doors have brick arches above them, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that in my example here. I'm gonna add an extra few random meshes in there so it looks slightly more irregular because I think that adds charm. A lot of assets can be built with this approach, such as a cute looking bench. Go ahead with the thick and thin tool, just like before, and use the grid to help you extend the square shape into a plank using the grab tool. Now, place the asset where you would like the bottom of the bench to be and duplicate it. Using the thick and thin tool on it will not break the roundness of the edge unless you over-inflate or deflate the mesh. Add some shadows and grass where the bench legs make contact with the ground. Now, if you've seen my previous work, you will know that I love making cube-shaped trees. Up until now, I have been using a shading trick to give the illusion of beveled edges. Now I think I can achieve a much better look. Start with a small cube brush strip and use the thick and thin tool on it until it looks like a squashed cube. Repeat the process on a new brush stroke to get a round-edged cube. Make a tree trunk with the cylindrical brush and start placing your cubic foliage. You can now add a leaf or two around the top to further emphasize the look of a tree. For displaying in Quill Theater, you can duplicate your volumes and paint in your form shadows so your scene looks more 3D. Assets made in this way transfer really well into game engines like Unity or Unreal. To prep your scene for export, remove the shadow geometry and use the Optimize tool on your remaining meshes. If you created gradients at the top and bottom, the round edges will stay the same. You can now export to the game engine of your choice and start building. And now, I have a bonus trick for you. You can make bottles and other similar containers with round edges using the thick and thin tool. Normally, yes, it is advised that you avoid transparencies, but if the objects are small enough in your scene, you can get away with it. So, if you decide to use transparencies in your containers, you can actually animate liquid inside of it to make it more believable. Here is an example of a bottle that I made. I placed a rounded cubic volume of water inside and animated the mesh to look like it's moving. I then merged down with the bottle layer, and now, whenever the bottle moves, it looks like the volume inside is reacting to the movement. This can be very effective if the object is placed in a character's hand, or say perhaps it is on a moving surface. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.